What do you think about some of the new literature that I've heard people talking about saying you should take HCG while you're like a lot of the clinics will say you got to take a look. Why is that?
Well,
I've talked about this in prior videos, and it's like, well, if you plan on getting someone pregnant, then maybe that's when you should be on it at the same time, right? But let's see what he has to say.
I think that some people, it's a sensitivity issue, maybe. You know, some people like I never cared if my testicles were like this big. It didn't matter to me. It didn't
Sick.
affect my sex drive at all.
Yeah.
And thinking that, okay, in 10 years I'm going to have kids, I should keep my testicles working. It doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I never took any HCG except when I would do my clean out once a year. And I was on gear for 13 years. I was on TRT.
I didn't take it except for when I took it every year.
For 10 years. And then I had 3 kids. So
I took it.
Yeah, that kind of just shows that anyone can kind of bring it back. Maybe unless you're already hypergonadalism and you are severely affected or something, but...
I took for 06 Olympia, I took 300 IUs of HCG daily all the way up to the show.
Yeah.
It made me full as hell.
It's almost like a test suspension effect, right? I noticed. Yeah.
It made me feel like, and that could be a placebo thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it is, but
damn, Jay. If it's good enough for Jay, it's good enough for me. I mean, he's the man. Is it a placebo effect if it's actually working? Like if you can compare A versus B, like before and after, like, placebo being like, does it make me actually feel better in the brain? Like, I do look better and fuller. Did you always look that way, or you just believe because you added it, you then think that way? It's always a hard one, isn't it? Keep going.
I did, because I worked with like a biochemist guy that said this is how you should actually use it.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I used HCG for years, like for 7 years. I told you,
You just said I never used it, except once a year. Now he's used it for 7 years? Okay.
So when I had my first kid, I didn't go back on HRT. I just stayed on HCG.
See, now this I do like. So when you are on HCG, some of the studies show that it naturally actually upregulates your testosterone without actually needing to inject testosterone. So you naturally have a higher base because you're on HCG. Let's see if he says that.
Continuously for 7 years. And my testosterone level was like around 550, 600, like on the HCG. So
there you go.
I felt good. I wasn't big.
Yeah, I don't think you're growing on it. It might also be like a fake reading. Like it says that that's the numbers, but it might not actually give you the enhancement side of things. I've also read that, but see what he keeps saying.
There's a difference between taking HCG and taking a shot of testosterone. I don't know what it is. I'd love to know the physiology of what goes on. But when I went back on 100 milligrams of testosterone, it was like a huge difference. And my testosterone wasn't that much higher on blood work, but the exogenous testosterone does something.
It's because 100 milligrams doesn't actually take you higher than a normal range anyway, because that's what TRT is, right? Like,
to our body, pharmacologically speaking, that the physiological testosterone that we naturally produce doesn't do. It's just there's an extra effect.
Opinion on what I'm doing now.
What are you doing?
So I stopped doing a weekly injection, and I do 0.15 ml sub Q, and I feel amazing every day. Just a tiny amount.
Yeah, you could. I think if you did it like twice a week, you'd probably feel just as good. Okay. But
see, math, 0.15 mil. So if it's 250, then that's 25. So it's about 37.5. So yeah, 37.5 milligrams a day. That is microdosing. So that over 7 days that's still 262 milligrams a week of test, which is like, above a TRT dose. It's like on the way to TRT plus, definitely. Assuming he does it every day, but then, Dave's saying if he divides it, into 2 shots, then he's doing about 130 a day, 130 over two injections. So, I mean, yeah, it's weird, and it depends what ester you use as well. Like, is it short or long acting? Like, how is it smooth? Like, possibly depends and makes somewhat of a difference, but how much 0.5%, 1%, how much difference is there from doing it? You know, how much better is it a placebo thing like Jay just said? Is it the blood work actually makes you feel like you actually are smoother? Or do you believe you're smoother because you're consistently doing the same thing and you have more smooth levels opposed to bigger peaks and troughs? Now, because of the ester, you might put it in and the ester might carry over before your next injection, and then you kind of go back up to the same point, but now it's a little bit more because of the half-life. The point is that maybe you hit and then you only get slight peaks and then you maintain slight peaks and maintain. It's that initial boost when you first take from nothing, and then once it's in your system and you stay consistent, it looks more like a wave, I'm guessing. But let's keep seeing what he says.
If it works, I tell people.
I feel a dramatic difference because before you're doing this and now it's just
once a week. I always felt it was I got spikes, but I find that I do it twice a week because I can't remember to do it every day. So I do it twice.
Absolutely, once a week you're getting a spike, but twice a week, like I said, with the half layer, it's what percentage of change do you think he got? You said dramatically better. It could be freaking true, man, or is it 1% better? I don't know.
Twice a week, and I feel fine. I do 40 milligrams on a Monday and 40 milligrams on a Friday, and you know what? I feel great. Matter of fact, when I was a little higher than that, it was negatively affecting my sex drive because I think sometimes if either you got to go.
So 40 mil ain't much. So 80 milligrams a week. Yeah. Wow. Like I said, if that's what his levels get to get in the normal range, and that's fine. Like I said, I see people that only need 100 and like 105, 115 to be in normal range, and even see endocrinologists put that down and they want to go back to like 100 because like 115 was too much or something. So it's all just working with your bloods until you get it right and you feel best. And he's saying he had affected libido on it, like
high, or you got to find out what's your range. So in other words, on 80 milligrams a week, I'm at 12, I'm at 1,000 total
yeah,
testosterone.
but it doesn't matter what this. It comes down to your free and.
I don't think so. I don't believe that. Sometimes it's really of the total, but when you're taking exogenous, it like overrides.
I like how you say that though. It really comes down to how you feel. Like
yes, everyone's different.
Because like if my total test is 660, which is one of my tests, and I felt great, I don't need it. Yes. I didn't feel like it needed to be any higher.
Yeah, then I wouldn't worry about it. And how much do you take a week?
200 milligrams.
And you only 600?
663. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. Something's not right. How often? How much after?
It might have been. I don't know. That could have been.
Maybe it was maybe you were on the down swing. I guarantee you're not that low. 200's a lot.
Yeah.
A week. Yeah, you shouldn't.
No, I agree with Dave here. 200 is a lot. Like to be in the normal range. Yeah, you're almost going double, or like 1.5 times potentially. Obviously, everyone's different. Maybe he's just a bad responder. I don't know.
Maybe a fake gear.
Yeah, maybe you're getting the.
Or that. Maybe it's fake gear. Now he's probably actually going through a doctor, getting prescribed actual test. I doubt it's fake, you know.
From my clinic, so
from loads of clinics.
Maybe he's Greg Bell. So maybe someone's giving you a little estrogen. You didn't know.
I hope not.
It'll help your hair though. We were talking about growing
hair in my hair. So.
Yeah. How can we? What happened to the blonde hair? You gave up on that?
Yeah, maybe it's just an older age. Not gray though. That's a good thing.
Cito's got the gray going.
Yeah,
he's going to be white.
Let it go. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got good hair.
Yeah, he does.
These fuckers talking about hair, man. Shut up. Just shut up.
Yeah.
He's got great hair.
I'm just completely screwed.
Yeah.
I think my forehead starts right about here.
Whenever the guys have no hair on their head, they always grow the beard. You notice that?
Everyone nowadays get a transplant. I'm like, no, I'm going to shave my head anyways. Yeah. Then I have to go to the barber. Screw that. So I just don't want to transplant.
Turkey's been begging me to come down there. I may have to go take a trip out there. But